one, and
He's backwards.
Yeah.
That's why the scripture says the spirit that's within him is not upright. He does everything backwards and complicated.
Every time I look at the phone, I got everything down except for the experience.
Yeah, they want 2 years, 3 years experience. Well, how do you get the experience? It's just like establishing credit. Like Esau, you basically, in order for you to establish credit, you need to have credit.
Yes.
I tried getting a credit card. I tried getting a credit card, but because I didn't have no credit, I couldn't get the credit card. So how am I supposed to establish credit? You fucking damn devil. And that whole credit, we already went on it like a week ago.
We know what his experience really is. You don't have no experience, basically you gotta know somebody.
Yeah.
You know what knowing Esau is about.
Yeah.
And those. Like I said, the last thing is what really, like the brother said, a trade or a skill. Farming. You know what I'm saying? Fishermen, they were carpenters. Paul was a tent maker, a tanner.
Okay.
And I just want to read this real quick. This is Exodus 30 and start at 34. It says, "And the Lord said unto Moses, take unto these sweet spices, stocte and onycha and galbanum, these sweet spices with pure frankincense. Of each shall there be a like weight, and thou shalt make it a perfume, a confection after the art of the apothecary. It says the art of the apothecary, right? Tempered together, pure and holy. Now that word apothecary in the Hebrew, give me a second here, I got it. So I was doing some research. Basically, the Lord commanded Moses to consecrate this perfume for the Lord only. The Lord literally, if you continue to read, it tells you that if you duplicate this perfume for any other reason, that man should be cut off of his people, man. So that just goes to show you the Spirit of the Lord, that he designates even certain smells just for himself. That goes to prove that the Lord made all things, even the wicked, for himself. So even certain scents we can't duplicate for our use. It's only for the Lord. But back to this word, the word there in the Hebrew is raquah, and it means maker of ointments, So that's even spices for healing purposes. Because really, in this society, they try to breed people to become doctors, But that word doctor basically means a falsifier. When you actually go into the dictionary, the synonym there is falsifier, and then right next to it says usually for profit. So that's exactly what these doctors do, man. They give you one medication to try and basically cure whatever disease that you have, and you end up having to come back for more treatment, and you end up with more problems, so you gotta take more medication. So it's all business, man. That's why they recommend that you go see a doctor every so many months. Go see a dentist every other 6 months. Why would you need to come back to these people, man, if they ultimately have the cure, so-called? Because why? Because the doctor's nothing but a witch and a falsifier. For what? For profit.
Lord. Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies, and you are physicians of no value.
There you go. So we all know, we all had skills back in the day, man. Whether it be like you were mentioning, craftsman.
Which if I can say this, which means you have to work, all right? The prophets, all right, didn't not work. All right, they worked. So what's that? Yeah. If anybody got that, but basically, you had that fucking dude. No one really talk about him anymore, at least from what I know. But the Trinidad demon, all right, talking about he don't need to work. Yeah, Paul, all right, worked. Like you said, he was a tent maker, right?
So they had sufficient skills to allow them to survive.
Yep.
Esau basically makes it impossible because you got to go through his programs and learn his ways. It's all demonic anyway. Like y'all mentioned, what about plastic surgery? Or a doctor, And on top of that, they make you go to school for X amount of years, The highest degree, ironically, is called a doctorate's degree.
You gonna eat? I mean, I know we trust in the Lord, but if you're going to school for 8 years, how you gonna provide for yourself? You're gonna have to be sponsored by somebody. That's a game. Even everything you being and learning is all crap anyway.
1 Thessalonians 4 verse 11. And that you study to be quiet, to do your own business, and to work with your own hands, as we commanded you.
Yeah, commanded to work with your own hands. Yeah, so the Lord, that's what the Lord made us. That's why He gave us two hands, arms, and feet. That's what you're supposed to do. Your mind is the compass, and your hands, the Most High, now basically give you skills to create things. That's where you get the word art from. You're an artist, you're creating things. Artifice, yeah. The Lord set it up that way.
All right, I got a precept.
We're the Most High made us a practical people, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Things, I mean, we do great things, but we simplify, we make things simple. We're the former of all things.
This is for people that say, you know, a lot of times they see us out here and they see like we're bums, we don't got no jobs, you know. Meanwhile, you know, we're clean, man. We're clean. We ain't out here all nasty and dirty. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're not destined yet. We have food. The Lord takes care of us. That's why we say the what? The Adonai law, which is the Lord's prayer. You know, for our basic means of survival, we get through the day. You know, the Lord's always sufficient in providing the things that we need, man. We're just not supposed to look at the outward appearance, you know. Even if I am starving, you know, what's my work? What's my will? Or what's the work that I'm doing, you know?
So the Lord said, if I were hungry, I would tell you.
Exactly. So, you know, don't worry about how I look, you know. Anyways, this is 2 Thessalonians 3:10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
We just read that it's work with your hands. You know, all of us have, you know, a trade that we use our hand. None of us sit at a desk in an office or nothing. You know, that's
I mean, if you can't get a job like that, it's really hard to get a job where you're pretty much at home, you know, an at-home job.
Yeah, home. Listen, the keyboard studies.
Oh yeah, it's only job.
It's the only job you have.
Right.
Yeah, the only job you have at home is when you're on the keyboard studying the scripture. Really. I got a quick precept for you after my done. Oh,
1 second. Yeah, this is 2 Thessalonians 3:11. For we hear that are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all. Who does that sound like? That fucking Trinidad nigga. Alright? Working not at all, but are busybodies.
This is like supporting Satan.
Basically, you know how like.
Well, if you're not working, how you supposed to be supporting the elders in tithing?
I would have said they never seen an envelope type that said Trinidad can't money.
But basically, you know how when they basically bring up this false thing, this false basically way of thinking that you have to, in order to be successful, you go to college and graduate from college. It's the only way you can be successful. Well, I got a precept for you. This is Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. So, you know, the only book that you should be really concentrated on is the book of Yahweh Shema Shah. Not no science book, not no math book, no algebra book. Yeah, calculus.
You got hundreds of books.
Yeah.
Escalators to the train.
No. But anyways, you know, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success.
The word here for success is not basically peace and prosperity in America. It means to be prudent, to be circumspect, okay? It means to be diligent. And you get that from the scriptures, man. It's Sirach 38. There's Sirach 38 verse 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. So basically, when you have free time, in your free time, you're supposed to be in the scriptures, okay? Occupied in prophecy. Being diligent, okay?
This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Money ain't gonna give you life. Wisdom.
This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. And further by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books there is no end. And much study is weariness of the flesh.
Right. So basically, every time a new version of the Bible comes out, it's not like we're trying to get that new version. Like, oh, y'all hear that new version that came out? You got to get that book. All right, and even beyond that, you got like all these books, like the math book. Like I said, it's always changing. They always, every year, they pretty much have to update the books because there's always things changing. Like with science, it's all just a theory. So some guy might come out with a different theory.
Yeah, for the most part, a lot of the things that they, because you know, there is something called true science. You know, like the learning of the elements, so on and so forth.
But they always come up with some new wisdom or some new, you know, unfound knowledge or something like that. I don't know. Never mind. I'm just like,
It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, but this is the whole duty of man.
see, the whole duty of man is fearing the Lord and keeping the commandments.
For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Right. So not going to school, right? That's not going to teach you how to do certain, you know, how to
Discern
know what's
between
gonna,
right and wrong.
Yeah, exactly. What was I gonna say?